My driving test. Oh, my driving test was horrible. I mean, I'd been driving fine until I looked in the mirror and saw a police car coming behind me. That made me really nervous. You know what I mean? And I was looking in the mirror so much that I didn't notice a traffic light on red in front of me. So I had to put my foot really hard on brake in order to it to stop. Then, at the end of the test, when I was turning into the test center, I was like a beard, an injured bear on the road. And so I turned the steering wheel hard to the right and hit post, a sink post or whatever, on the pavement. I mean, the car wasn't badly damaged or anything, but I failed the test. I don't know what happened to the beer. I didn't actually pass my driving test the first time. I think I was a bit unlucky, actually, because I done everything right. I just started on a hill, no problem. I done an emergency stop and all that stuff. And then the last thing was the instructor asked me to reverse around a corner. And I've been practicing this for months, because I knew this was part of the test and I felt confident about it. The thing is, I didn't notice that there was a line of parked motorbikes around the corner and I reserved into them. And I hit the first one, and that fell over and hit the second one, and so on, and they all fell down like a row of dominoes. There were like six of them or something, and the instructor stopped the test immediately, so obviously I failed. I remember like the instructor of my driving test asked me to read the number plate of the gray Toyota. And I mean, it's like, and I don't know the names of cars and stuff, Toyota, Ford, Volkswagen. It's all the same to me, and all cars are great these days. So I read the number plate of the wrong car. Yeah, and it's a pity because my eyesight really good, in fact. But anyway, I explained that the instructor, and it was a bit embarrassing, but I was fine in the end. And I've been practicing a lot, so I had no problem returning and stopping and all that. So I passed it first time, so I was cool. Okay, well, this song is called it for the drinking gourd. The drinking gourd was, in fact, the name of an pattern stars, and people used this pattern of star to show which was north because the last two stars in the pattern points towards the north star. So really, what the song is saying is go north. And now, near the beginning of the song, it talks about when the sun comes back and when the fierce quiet calls. When the sun comes back, means at the end of winter, of the beginning of spring, when the sun starts to get higher in the sky. And this is also the time of year when you hear the fierce calls of this bird. The choir. So what the song is saying is to start traveling in the spring. Now, in order to understand this, you need to know something about geography. The slaves' escape route to the north was cut by a large river flowing from east to west, the Oyo River. And in order to cross the river, the slaves had to wait till winter when the surface was frozen and the solid ice and they could walk across. Now it took nearly a year for them to reach the Oyo River from the cotton fields, so in order to reach the river when it was frozen, they will need to leave the previous spring. Okay, later in the song, we see a reference to an old man and also to Leftfoot Pigfoot. This was a man who disagreed with slavery, so he used it to the slaves to escape, and he was disabled. We only had one leg, and the other was a wooden leg. They called this man Pigleg Joe, and he will show the slaves the way to go by putting a mark on dead trees. So that's why the song talks about the dead tree. Trees will show you the way. The song says the river bank will show you the way. Now this river is the Zambish River and it was a good road to follow because it flows directly from north to south, and also it was good to walk beside a river because if the slave hunters came near with their dogs, the slaves would go in the water so the dogs couldn't smell them. Lar- Later in the song, it says the river ends between two hills. So this is where the river Tambish ends, and the song tells the escaped slaves to continue between the hills and then follow another river, then Tinis River, in fact, and they will then follow the rivers until they reach the Great River, which is the Oyo River, and they happily they would walk across the ice. Once they were on the other side, the journey was a lot safer because there was a secret organization there to help them, give them food and shelter. This was called to the Underground Railroad, and they would help the slaves to reach Canada.